Alright guys, we're seniors. This is our last large group. Last one. We've got to do it. Alright, does anyone have any ideas for our first one?
We need MCs, a worship team, people who want to speak, and figure out what we're going to do for our video, and words of wisdom.
Great idea, Diana. First, who wants to MC? Okay, I guess I'll MC. Okay, what do we want to do for hospitality?
I mean, I could help out with hospitality.
Oh yeah, the Bobcat! It's perfect.
Why am I called the Bobcat? I think it's a sign of respect. You know, all great leaders have had nicknames, you know. Abe Lincoln, Honest Abe, Rocky Balboa, the Italian Stallion, Nick Stevenson, the Bobcat.
Alright guys, we've got our MC, our hospitable people. Who wants to lead worship?
Oh, me. I've been practicing forever. This is like bucket list.
Oh, Diana's pretty good at the guitar. To be honest, she's sung for me before, but I'm not sure I want her up there. Okay, what songs would you play?
I was kind of thinking 10,000 Reasons.
Can you play it on guitar?
I can learn.
Me douche. Jamie is always taking my food. And she says, oh, Jordan and I always share food. But we don't actually always share food. She just always takes my food.
Jordan and I always share food. It started day one of O Week when we met at the carnival, and we bonded over bad Indian food. Ever since then, we always share food, and it's totally fine. Like, he takes my fry, I take his fry.
So it looks like Levi and Addie are gonna speak. Addie, what are you speaking about?
Where's Addie? Not here.
Oh, Shaktiv. I'm pretty sure she was going to talk about how meat was a sin or something.
Well, I don't know. I think the way that we eat meat is a sin. Like, okay, so I feel like God put us on earth to like take care of animals, you know, like take care of the world and like treat it well. And I feel like the current like meat economy is really just like an abuse of that power and privilege.
Honestly, Addie just needs to get off her high horse about this whole meat thing and read Romans 14. As for the one who is weak in faith, welcome him, but not to quarrel over opinions. One person believes he may eat anything, while the weak person eats only vegetables. Let not the one who eats despise the one who abstains, and let not the one who abstains pass judgment on the one who eats, for God has welcomed him. God welcomes me, even though I eat steak all the time.
What else do we want to meet, guys? Games? Food? Do you have any more thoughts about food, Jordan? Jordan?
Ay, Dios mío, porfa, que siempre está haciendo y como yo no quiero hacerlo. He existed. I got to fall retreat freshman year, never met this other human who had a name that sounded nothing like Jordan. And Emily Foltz was doing the check-in, and she was like, with her pen, and she was like, you're feminine. And I was like, what? I have no idea who you're talking about. I'm Jordan. And she was like, oh, I'm sorry. There's just somebody else who looks like you. Fast forward 48 hours later, and I've met Beminette, and we both were like, no, you look nothing like me. And here we are, getting called the wrong name 4 years later.
Alright guys, I think we'll just stick with the craft house for the food. Has anyone thought of their words of wisdom? I've already sent out like 2 emails. Melissa?
People should always carry a pepper spray. You never know when you could be in danger. Walking on Swift, did you hear about that one? Or the gardens? or on Science Drive. There's just so many Duke alerts that you always need to be prepared. Also, I highly recommend taking the Women's Self-Defense class. It's a phys ed requirement, half a credit. Every single girl in Cru should take it.
Guys, so what do we want to do for the video?
Oh, we should do first impression.
We need to do first impressions. Diana, what was your first impression of Daniel?
The first time I remember really interacting with him was when we were at Cooper Rush, and he was in the common room. Kind of recognized him from some crew events. I knew he was some cute Christian boy.
Not much to remember. I met her at Cooper.
क्योंकि जब मैं छोटे थे तब मैं सिर्फ जानना होता चाहता था, लेकिन अभी मैं कुछ नहीं समझता हूँ क्योंकि उन्होंने मैं कभी नहीं समझता हूँ. You remember meeting me for the first time?
with Neha.
Oh my gosh, when was that?
It was at Marketplace. I thought you were kind of uptight.
What was my first impression of Jamie? Well, it was actually a story that my friend told me, Jonathan. And he said that he was overheard you in the bus one day saying that I just want to be a stay-at-home mom. And at this point, I didn't really know Jamie very well. And I was like, oh, she just wants to be a stay-at-home mom.
My thoughts about Jamie's comment? I think they're a huge problem. The patriarchy is real, and she's buying into it. The idea that she doesn't want men to dominate her with earning more than her, it's not okay. Women should be able to make more than men.
I was astounded, flabbergasted, and confused by this comment. That's all I have to say.
Patriarchy.
Does nobody else find this weird when he's just randomly dancing?
So I heard recently that some of the sophomore guys have been calling Daniel an awkward stepdad. And I don't know if you saw his little dance moves in our meeting, but I have to say I'm starting to agree with them.
How do you think we should end this?
End the whole thing?
Yeah, like, how do we end the video?
Well, I think the first impressions are funny, but what if we instead did like a video about us filming the video? Or making large group, planning large group.
Wow, this is pretty emotional. Our last large group. Guys, I'm really excited, but I guess meeting adjourned.